Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hope you guys are all doing well. In this particular video, what we're going to be talking about is Julian Nagelsmann and what he's had to say at his press conference. So with that said, that's obviously going to be the press conference reaction. It's been the first time since we've actually heard from him properly, and since obviously the World Cup break and Christmas and so on and so forth. But if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, please do smash the thumbs up button, hit the big red subscribe button down below. Thank you for the constant support on the channel. Hope you guys have had a fantastic day. And yeah, let's see what the manager has to say. Again, great to hear from him, and hopefully he's going to take us, with the players, the squad, to many more victories and trophies along the way. With that said, let's just get into this. So obviously the lads are over in Doha, and yeah, let's just react to what the manager has to say. So Julian Nagelsmann, first thing he was asked was about Manuel Neuer. He said the news of Manuel Neuer's injury was not nice to get on vacation. I feel very sorry for him and for the team. That happens. It's a part of life. It's tragic for him because he's out for a long time. It was painful at first, but now he's doing much better. So obviously Julian was on holiday, I'm guessing with his family or whatever, and he obviously got that news, which you don't want to hear, you know what I mean? Then he said, the situation is challenging for us. It's not easy to decide what to do. With the transfer window open, let's see what happens. We might set a deadline so the goalkeepers know what they're up to, but it can take longer, or maybe nothing will happen at all. And that's just him talking about, the goalkeeper. Then he also going on about the goalkeepers. Also, he's talking about, he was asked basically if he trusts Steven Ulreich in the big games. He said, in general, I trust him. He played some very good games in the first half of the season. We are in open communications with him, and then he just says he's very relaxed about the whole situation and knows his role, and we will see if he's going to be our main goalkeeper. Then Julian Nagelsmann on the German World Cup players. He said, the boys can talk to me. I deliberately left them alone as a staff. We have to create a foundation for the players to achieve their best performances. Anger or disappointment can also serve as a motivation. They train very well. So basically just saying, we leave them alone, let them get on to what they're doing. They're on World Cup duty, they're on their international duty. There's nothing to do with Bayern Munich at that particular time. They're over with whoever is their respective country, so on and so forth. And then basically just saying that anger, if they did get knocked out, which most of them did, anger serves as great motivation. Then talking about Jan Sommer, I'm actually very glad that he has actually spoke about this and asked about this. He says, I'm relatively relaxed. Sorry, I can't speak. Whether it's going to be one you mentioned in summer, someone else, or no one at all, I have no worries about that. So basically just saying the goalkeeper situation, similar to what he said about Steven Ulreich. He's relaxed with it. He's not scrambling. He's not like worried or anything like that, and so on and so forth. And I know that a lot of managers don't like speaking about players that aren't their players. So that's fair enough for him to say what he said. Then he was asked about the PSG tie in the Champions League. He said the game against PSG against Paris are 50-50. We'll see whether we'll be fitter in those games because our players have had a long break. In games like that, the form of the day always decides, which I can definitely agree on. Champions League is always a tough one, to be perfectly honest with you. Then he also was talking about Upamecano Khan. He said Upa has developed very well. He came back into top shape. The World Cup was good for him. He was one of those of the best defenders. I hope he picks up the momentum. We need Upa in top form. If he stays healthy, he will have a very good second half of the season. And Upamecano, man, wow. I'm not French. Obviously I'm a Bayern fan, but wow, man, just stand out generally. And I'm just so glad he's a standout and he's one of our players, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's that. On Thomas Muller, he said, Thomas is a very important player for Bayern Munich, and for me, he gives a lot of assists and is very creative. Thomas is making a very good impression. We have so many games and we need every player. I'm firmly planning with him. We need him and we're glad that he is back 100%. On Muller's position as well, he said Thomas can play the number 10 as well as a striker. He can play more positions, but those two suit him the most and the best. He has an important central role because he is very creative. We'll probably play in either of these two positions. So basically, you're going to play him striker or we'll play him at number 10. So yeah, there's that. On Mazawi, he said he's doing well in his everyday life. Practicing sport is of course different. Thank God it's not quite as dramatic as Alphonso Davies, obviously what he had happening with him. And then he also said, but he needs a break. We'll test him regularly. It's a pity. He did great at the end of the first half of the season and in the World Cup as well. He was very good in the World Cup. On the right back position, he said with Stanisic and Benjamin Pavard, we have two very good options. Stanisic is doing great at the moment. He's a very intelligent player. I also have a great connection with Benjamin Pavard. One of them will play the position, but both are looking great. Again, fantastic. That's what we want to hear. Then he also went on to talk about Alex Noble. He said there was no exchange. I've not really had contact with him. He's was already gone when I came in. I know him as a goalkeeper, but not as a person. We texted a little bit at the beginning, but that was long ago. He said the contract situation, we have a sporting director and a technical director who take care of that 100%. Basically just saying it's not really anything to do with him. He said that's not my job. If he comes back and becomes our number one, then it'll be my job. I can say a lot now, and in the end, if he stays at Monaco, then it's irrelevant, which I agree with 100%. And then the last thing he said was his conclusions he drew from the World Cup. He said, I followed it a bit, but I have more on my mind than just football. I sit in front of the TV with my laptop as a club coach. I have different challenges. I didn't notice a trend that could be translated to club football. So basically just saying, you know, he dabbled a little bit, but he's got a job to do, and he didn't, you know, fully go in and be like, watch every game, because he's got things to do, which I actually am glad to hear, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm obviously not anything to do with the club, but I obviously enjoyed the World Cup. A lot of you guys probably did also, but I'm glad that the manager isn't relaxing and he is still working. That's what we want to see. With that said though, guys, that's going to be it for the press conference reaction. Let me know what you guys think on a couple of things that he said about Nubel, about Muller, Neuer, so on and so forth. If you guys have enjoyed, as always, smash the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer day by day to seeing them lads play again. They're getting good training over in Doha, yeah man, I can't wait to see them back, and it's a big game when they do come back. So yeah, with that said though, that's gonna be it for the video. Smash the thumbs up if you haven't already, hit the big red subscribe button if you are new here, and until then, thank you. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Mia Samia. Peace out, guys. Have a great day. And yeah, man, stay positive.